Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host, Neil.
I'm Neil. And if we want to know where Dave is, well, he sent us a actual photo. He's out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, somewhere like east of Pocatello, somewhere near Jackson, Wyoming, around Grand Teton National Park.
Putting
He's
out a
out
fire.
there fighting the fires and kicking the tires. I don't know how that shit goes.
Oh, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Yeah.
So that's where Dave is.
Wow. Good luck, Dave. Dave safe.
I pulled weeds in my backyard, so suck that, Dave.
Yeah.
For old dead dry weeds. So there you go.
Got a fire pit recently for the backyard.
Me too. That's why I'm back there pulling weeds.
One of those smokeless fire pits, and it's kind of cool. But it's been like red flag warning the past couple of days, so we haven't really get a chance to use it.
I got one that has like glass beads in it, and it's round, and you hook a propane tank up to it.
Oh, nice.
Because I mean, you can't burn stuff in the city. All it takes is your neighbor to say something, and then whoop whoop whoop, and guys knocking on the door.
No, that sucks.
How much you pay for the smokeless fire pit? I saw those at Costco. Those are pricey. Did you
like $179 maybe off of Amazon.
Oh shit! Okay, that's better than the ones I saw at Costco.
Yeah, they have them at Shields too for cheap. This one's like 20 inches around.
I have no idea what Shields is. And do you know how embarrassing it is to take my penis out to measure 20 inches? I'm not going to do that.
20 inches around? Jesus. Girthy. Anyway.
It's not the length, it's the round.
So today we're talking about True Lies from 1994, possibly the last truly great Arnold movie, where he was kind of firing on all cylinders. And good director, good special effects, good everything. And I think that's really the last memorable one. Like we just talked about End of Days, a couple of weeks ago. And that
not
was
as memorable.
Not as memorable, and really not what you want to see from a movie with Arnold in it. So, but I think we both watched a lot of stuff this week, so we have a lot to talk about, I think. So let's do what we always do. Neil, what did you watch this week?
I watched a lot of TV. A lot of TV. It got really hot here, so I had like a week off, but I spent the time going fishing with my kid and watching TV. But two movies that I wanted to talk about. One, which is a great movie, Dogma.
Yeah, you sent me a screen cap of that. How was it? I haven't seen it forever.
So, it took a bit. I had to get back into how I thought about movies when I was that age, when that first came out, because it's got that Kevin Smith kind of like, I'm so smart, look how clever my dialogue is. It's like it's like Quentin Tarantino's early stuff, like that real dialogue kind of bit. And then it wasn't as well put together as I remembered it, but it was still pretty damn good. I enjoyed that. And then I sent you the other one. I watched Send Help, which it's like a dark comedy. I laughed my ass off at that movie.
I saw that in the theater and enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought Rachel McAdams did a good job being, kind of unhinged, but also righteous in her anger at the same time.
God, it was so funny. There were so many good points in that movie that I just laughed. It made me laugh out loud. Also, I think it was in a place to see it, which really helps. But that would have been a great movie in the theater.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun in the theater. It was a nice Sam Raimi kind of Sam Raimi stuff going on in there.
Yeah, like when the body comes back and it's got like the one eye missing and all that. But some of the special effects in the fight were really great. Like the eye gouge on the side was wonderful. Really, really liked it. But then I got tickets to go see a movie on Tuesday, which would be tomorrow. But it's a movie that you've already seen, and I'm going to let you guess what it is.
You're going to see a new Masters of the Universe?
I am. So let's talk about what you watched.
Well, that's the main thing I did watch. I watched the new Masters of the Universe. Since we had just did the classic one, I thought I'd better give the new one a shot. So I saw a really early showing at 9 a.m. the day before yesterday, and there was like 4 other people in the theater, but it was still fun. I thought it was probably the best iteration of Masters Universe that you could do, being timely with today's kind of feels, but also putting all the stuff that you wanted to see as a kid. It's exactly the opposite of the 1987 one, because it's about He-Man. It's about Adam. It's about his character and his growth and how he got there. And instead of a bunch of made up characters, there is Man-at-Arms, there is Teela, there is Evil Lyn, there is Skeletor, there is Beastman, there is Mechanic, there is Ram Man, there is a lot of the
the
there
cat, is the cat there?
Battle Cat is in it. Cringor and aka Battle Cat is in it. He should have been in the movie more, but he's in it. It is much more fun, and it is actually, there's a lot of like adult innuendo in the movie, which makes me laugh. It's kind of sad because it's not doing that great at the box office. It made like 30 million last week, 35 million, which was kind of low, and this week it only made like 15. So there's probably not going to be a sequel, which they tease a new other characters for the sequel. And I will say Jared Leto knocked it out of the park as Skeletor, because you don't see Jared Leto, you just see him acting, and he's a decent actor, so he kind of is a really good Skeletor, and the way Skeletor looks is really, really good, and his motivations are good, and it's just don't trust a guy who looks like a skeleton. That's kind of the moral of the story. It is really good. I thought it was really good. Idris Elba played a good role as Man-at-Arms, and the biggest compliment I will give it is it reminds me of playing with your action figures, which you would want to like set up, and that part was pretty fun. And it is.
No, you said action figures, and I thought about what I got in the mail today.
Yes, and going off other things I watched a lot of movies this week. I watched Under Siege. I watched the entire movie Under Siege the other day.
Just have nothing to do?
I didn't really have anything to do, because it was a day there. No, well, now there's, for some reason I started watching hockey, and now the NHL finals are over and the NBA finals is over. So we're in the dark period where there's zero sports that I'm interested in on right now. I don't really care about the World Cup.
What about the World Cup? Wait, why don't? Okay,
yeah.
I am not a sports ball guy, and you know this. But what about the World Cup do you not like?
I mean, I can enjoy it in the fact that everybody is into it, and it's a lot of national pride. And I like the smaller countries that can pull an upset. Like some really small country had a tie with Spain, when Spain is like the defending champions, or they're really high up there. They're really highly ranked. So I can appreciate it, and I'll probably will get into it more as the tournament progresses. But soccer. Football just is low scoring and can end in a tie, which to me just, no competition should be able to end in a tie. And when you have a match, you shouldn't be called a friendly. This is a friendly between the United States and Britain. It's a friendly? Yeah. I hate to call it communist kickball, but sometimes I think of it that way. No, I can appreciate it as it gets more intense, and the amount of people all over the world who are into it. So I don't want to discount them and call them wrong. It's just growing up at the age that we did, there really wasn't soccer as prevalent. They didn't really, as we didn't even have a soccer team at our high school until like the year after we graduated, or a year after I graduated, and they finally had a soccer team. And so we just didn't really grow up with it. It just doesn't appeal to me as much as
I've developed a love over the last couple decades. Like really, really have. It's the one thing I will stop and watch. I will watch Premier League when I get a chance to. It's just the back and forth, and just how tense it is to even get a goal. That's why That's why ties are acceptable, because it's so difficult to score. And when you get guys putting 3 goals in, like when the Americans just played, not even supporting your own country, you unpatriotic bastard. Just they're giving a stomping. And which World Cup was it? Like when Germany played Brazil, they just dominated them. They just made them look like children. But the other thing too is a lot of the guys that I follow, like on Instagram, I follow a lot of different bagpipers, and they're all in Boston right now.
Mm-hmm.
Though the Tartan Army has descended. But shout out Andy Robertson. I don't think he'll probably ever hear this podcast, but if you want to come on, he's the captain of the Scotland team. Let's chat about movies.
Well, I mean, billions of people enjoy it, so I probably am in the minority of not really enjoying it as much as they do. So I will say that I'm probably in the wrong in this one, but I can admit when maybe I'm out of the loop on this. It's
the one accurate title though to a tournament like this, the World Cup.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's
the World Series.
Yeah,
the World Championship of football. No. This is the World Cup. This literally is the world.
But if you think about it, nobody could defeat our best football team, like American football team. If somebody, I
don't know, man. Put some pads on some rugby players, and I think they could jack up American football players because they would not have the stamina to stay up with them.
I would say stamina-wise, yes, but if you're an offensive lineman and you're 6'9" and 350 pounds, that's
there's
big,
some huge
big
rugby
dude
players, and they do it without pads.
Yeah, American football
is for pussies. Yes, I agree. Totally agree. American football is a pussy sport.
No,
pussy sport.
NBA finals just are over too. Let's go back to what I watch. I watch Under Siege, and Under Siege is a funny kind of movie because it's a Steven Seagal movie. But he's really not in it that much as far as it's more about all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And he is outclassed by Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey and all the other people that are around him are much more talented and more fun. And he is the worst part about the movie that he's a star in. And it's his most famous movie, but it isn't what I want out of Steven Seagal movie. I want Out for Justice or Marked for Death, where it is just him wrecking a bar full of goons, and knocking people out with
disrespecting Chief Ryback.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous movie, and he knows everything about everything. He's a Navy SEAL, but he knows all about how to position and target with a gun on a battleship, and how to take apart a nuclear missile, or how to take apart a tomahawk. He knows everything there is to know about anything on a ship.
He knows a lot about helicopters.
Yeah. Skip.
So
yeah, it was really, really bad. And then I watched Stripes last night on the couch because I was
yes.
That's super, super funny. Which I think we definitely should do that at some point. I know we don't do as many comedies as other movies, but I think we should definitely jump on that one. And Scary Movie, the original one, is still funny. I watched that as well. So I've been watching a lot of movies. I'm excited about next week. So we're going to do The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. We're going to do 90s or late 80s, early 90s thrillers for a little bit. And then The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is definitely one of the best of that genre. Having seen it recently, I think it'll be fun to talk about. But yeah.
You're checking your watch. Are we boring you here?
No, it keeps going off. Like I'm getting messages. It's weird. So,
dude, I don't know if anybody from the Ring company, the update that these guys did to your system absolutely sucks. I get notifications. I literally walked across my driveway holding a music stand, and it's like someone's in your driveway holding a dangerous object.
Really, I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's like then all I can think of is like, wow, they must know how well I play. That music stand is a dangerous object to them.
Well, the funny thing today is we had groceries delivered from Walmart, and the Ring camera didn't catch the grocery delivery driver, but it caught me opening the door to get the groceries. So what the hell?
Yeah. I've got a person is walking in the garage with plates and a bowl. A person is walking on the pathway with a package and a cup. A white truck is
Bizarre.
moving
I've
on
not
the
seen
a
it.
white truck is moving along the street.
I will say I'm of two minds. This is completely off topic, but I guess it is kind of on topic about spying and things like that. That I feel like even though the Ring doorbell has some great benefits because you can kind of see what's coming and going in front of your house, but I also feel like you're a part of the surveillance state that is prominent in the United States, United States, where they have an agreement with like flock cameras and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It seems a little sketchy. Like you're part of the.
Yeah. I debated that, but I live in a not so good area, and both houses on either side of me have been broken into. So I'm a fan of having, I've got the camera to cover the backyard, sides of the house, the front. I'm a fan of it, and I've actually helped. There've been some dude was parked across the street, and a lady pulled up and just smashed at his windows and stabbed his tires. Turned out that was his girlfriend, who found out he was married.
Oh.
But he came up and said, "Hey, did you get any footage of that?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I got all the footage. Look at this."
Yeah, it does. It does help. I would say there definitely are benefits, but there's also, if you're paranoid, you are being watched all the time. All the time.
Oh, and your phone's listening to everything you do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything you do. Jamie mentioned something about we needed light bulbs or something like that, and then you start getting a bunch of advertisements, for light bulbs on your on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like
that. hold your phone up to the microphone really quick. Hemorrhoids and butt plugs. Hemorrhoids and butt plugs.
Mm-hmm. I already know how bad your algorithm is from the Instagram things you send me.
Oh, my algorithm is amazing, as you well know.
You've cultivated it, that's for sure.
Yes. Oh my God, it's so good.
All right, so let's talk about True Lies from 1994, possibly the last great Arnold movie. Want to hit us with the Internet Movie Database tagline?
A fearless, globe-trotting terrorist battling secret agent has his life turned upside down when he discovers his wife might be having an affair with a used car salesman while terrorists smuggle nuclear warheads into the United States. One continuous sentence. A fearless, globe-trotting, terrorist-battling secret agent.
Wow, that is one sentence. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, True Lies released on July 15th, 1994. Action comedy spy thriller. I think it is a funny movie, and usually don't think James Cameron is that funny, although Aliens has its moments. There's definitely funny parts. He can, in Terminator, he can write a funny line here or two, but this one I think is genuinely funny. Director James Cameron, screenplay James Cameron, based on a 1991 French film called La Totale. The story goes is that Arnold was shown this movie by his then brother-in-law, and he got in his idea that it could be a good movie. Showed it to Cameron. Cameron developed it and made it into True Lies. But the original movie was sued for copyright infringement because somebody else wrote a similar story and they lost. So the guy who wrote the La Totale wound up paying $15 million of earnings that he got from True Lies to the original writer of the movie that the court found that he ripped off. But Cameron did not find, James Cameron was not found culpable at all because he bought the what he thought was an original idea in good faith from the person who wrote it, but it turned out that it was not. So, but yeah, there was a little controversy there when it came to writing it. This was the first movie that had a budget over $100 million. And I remember all the industry rags like Entertainment Weekly and Premiere were talking about how James Cameron is a maniac and he can't budget and all the stuff that is true about him, but he can make a goddamn good movie. You know what I mean?
Yes, he can. It's like when you look at your grocery bill, but the food was so good.
Yeah, I mean, as we know, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He's a brilliant guy when it comes to developing technology for his movies, like developing underwater camera housings for, underwater filming, developing submarines and all this other kind of stuff, and all the technology for Avatar and other things. He's a brilliant guy, super smart. Not the greatest husband, because he's been married 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
I think you're forgetting his single greatest achievement, which is giving us some of the most memorable Bill Paxton roles ever.
Yes, he worked a lot with Bill Paxton, and Bill Paxton was like I think a carpenter, or he always helped us with sets and things like that. But him and Cameron are good friends, and of course, where he's responsible for lots of Bill Paxton stuff. Especially this movie is definitely a memorable Bill Paxton turn as the wannabe spy car salesman guy.
There's a line he has that I really want to discuss, because I still can't wrap my head around it. But you know what it is. We'll get there.
Yes, I think everybody knows what we're talking about. But the weird thing is that he is only directed 9 movies, and you think that he would be way more prolific. He did Piranha 2: The Spawning, was his first movie that he was a director for, which is kind of funny. I've not seen Piranha 2. I've seen original Piranha. He did Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies, Titanic. I mean, he had a hell of a run from 84 all the way through 97. And then he started doing some documentaries like Ghosts in the Abyss and Aliens of the Deep. Then he got on this Avatar thing, and he's just on Avatar. He's stuck in the Avatar world, which is kind of sad. I feel like it's almost wasting the potential for other great James Cameron movies.
But he's just got this massive special effect driven story that he wants to tell.
Yeah. He's not getting any younger, though. He's 71. So you think that, he would hope that he would have done some more movies, but he's, produced some, done some documentaries and stuff, but it's just, you kind of wish that he had I always wonder what he could have done if he did Spider-Man, because he was supposed to do Spider-Man in between Terminator 2 and True Lies, and Carol Co. Productions had the rights to Spider-Man after they lapsed from Canon Films, but Carol Co. went under, because there's a whole documentary about Carol Co. Pictures and all the shady shit they did making all their movies, but they went under, and they never got to do that Spider-Man. So I always wonder, because Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to be Spider-Man.
No, I'm good.
I'm talking about young Leonardo DiCaprio, not now.
I'm still good. Okay, so of our Spider-Men, 1970s included, which one? I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I'm really looking forward to the movie. All-time best Spider-Man.
Well, I always think about Nicholas Hammond in the original Spider-Man TV show.
Think about him.
It's always like my first Spider-Man I was exposed to as a kid, because he was a good Peter Parker in my mind. I thought Tobey Maguire did well, except for Spider-Man 3 when he was emo Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield did okay, and he kind of redeemed himself in the one with all 3 of them. It's not. Is it Far From Home? Yeah, Far From Home. No, there was Spider-Man: Homecoming, Far From Home, and I don't remember exactly.
Farfignugan. Yes.
Farfignugan. Yeah, he did a good one.
I know the one you're talking about.
But I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I think he does a good job, and he's physically looks the part. And I think he is the Spider-Man that I think it is done pretty well. I like him, and I'm looking forward to the new one.
Oh, me too. Very much so.
Spider-Man, Brand New Day, No Way Home, Far From Home, Homecoming was the original first one. Far From Home and No Way Home. No Way Home is the one with all the 3 Spider-Men. That was probably the really last great Marvel movie, if you think about it, the way Marvel goes. And this movie is kind of funny, because I feel like Charlton Heston is like Nick Fury before there was Nick Fury. Did you get that vibe from that?
Yes, very much.
Like,
what makes you think I'm going to cut him the same slack? The same slack I cut him. He was underutilized in that movie, but man, did he chew up that scene.
Yeah, he was
a short bit.
So budget was around $120 million, made $146 million domestically, $232 million globally. Foreign market, and then worldwide was $378 million. So it made its money back, and it proved the naysayers wrong that it was a profitable movie. And I always loved it. I always thought it was a really fun movie. There are some things that people say maybe have not aged well when it comes to
Oh, do tell.
We'll get to that. But they're talking about most expensive films ever made. At that point, it was the most expensive film ever made. First movie to pass $100 million budget mark. Most of the expense came from extensive location shooting, elaborate practical stunts, military hardware, miniatures, and early digital effects work, and his perfectionist shooting style. And there's a story about how crew members were wearing shirts that says, "I will not be in True Lies 2," or "Will I not work on True Lies 2," because he's such a taskmaster. And similar t-shirts in The Abyss where people were like, "Fuck this shit, this guy is working us like dogs." And this is a prime acting role for Jamie Lee Curtis, as you have put her in prime in, as we all remember her in Trading Places. This is funny because I was reading about the movie and watching some reviews and stuff talking about, oh yeah, she took a risk because she was older. She was only 36 in this movie, so it's not like she was ancient. She looked great. She was 36, but people made it sound like she was in her 50s or something.
Yeah, but the way Hollywood treats women and the way it treats men as they age, because you'll have a dude who's like 60 and then he'll be up against his romantic lead will be like 19 or 20, like weird shit like that. So there's a huge thing about just aging gracefully in movies and in Hollywood in general.
And that's one thing that I like about Jamie Lee Curtis is that she allows herself to look her age. Like if you see her now and stuff, she doesn't have a lot of plastic. I don't think she has plastic surgery. She has wrinkles. She has gray hair. She doesn't, she's not, her face doesn't look all tight and Botoxed and like the lady in Brazil where, it's like the putty where they're trying to form her face. So
yeah, she looks how she looks. God, what was she was in a movie and I really loved it. And Ana de Armas, Knives Out.
Yeah,
that's it.
She was good in Knives Out. Yeah, very good. She's still acting and still. She won just won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So, she's still has a very long career. So she was billed equally with Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie. And she's, Arnold is Harry Tasker, the secret agent, and his wife, Helen Tasker, who's oblivious to the fact that he's a secret agent. You got Tom Arnold, probably in his finest role. I can't think of any other movie where he was
the Stupids.
Funny.
Stupids, wasn't it? Stupids.
He was in the movie.
Like that, wasn't that it?
Yeah. Bill Paxton, of course, is Simon, the used car salesman. He's freaking awesome in this movie. Tia Carrere, and during her peak after Wayne's World and stuff, is Juno Skinner, the antiquities dealer. A really early thing from Liza Dushku, which I heard a really sad fact about the movie is that
I did too. Yeah, I know where you're going.
Yeah, she had stated that the stunt coordinator had sexually abused her during the making of the movie and she didn't talk about it for many, many years. And, James Cameron and Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger all supported her and told her, that they weren't aware of it. And this is like when all the Me Too movement came out, but I feel awful that happened. Nice picture of Tia Carrere. She in her Playboy days. If for you who don't know, Neil just puts in our notes pictures of the main actresses in their glory, I guess. But it helps.
It doesn't have the same punch without Dave here.
Yeah, David is much more. Yeah, he adds only the panache that David can add.
How you doing, Dave?
Hey, you nerds. Yep.
Wait, ready? That was a visual comedy that the listeners didn't get.
Yeah, Neil took his head off and took his headphones off and looked around because I think David's in a haunted house that the Forest Service set him up with.
Yeah, he's always looking at that one corner, man. He's always pulling his headphones
I'm
off.
expecting like, poltergeist activity or something going on. Yeah. You want to hit us with the critical consensus?
Sure. Let's do some critical consensus. All right. Rotten Tomatoes. What does Rotten Tomatoes do? They aggregate reviews. It's got an approval rating of 77% based on 135 reviews, and the critical consensus reads, if it doesn't reach the heights of director James Cameron and star Arnold Schwarzenegger's previous collaborations, True Lies still packs enough action and humor into its sometimes absurd plot to entertain. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 63 out of 100 based on reviews from 17 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews.
It's kind of a D, though. Don't you think 63 is a D?
You would.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale. All right, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 3 stars out of 4, and he wrote that it's stuff like that we go to Arnold Schwarzenegger movies for, and True Lies has a lot of it. Laugh out loud moments when the violence is so cartoonish we don't take it seriously and yet are amazed at its inventiveness and audacity. He wrote that he found the plot perfunctory but praised the film's stunts and special effects. In a 2 out of 5 review, Bob Fenster of the Arizona Republic stated that True Lies isn't as bad as Last Action Hero, but it's not half as good. Oh, God, it's not half as hot as Speed.
What? Speed's okay. I would say this is a better movie than Speed.
No. Yeah. The film received criticism for its portrayal of Middle Easterners and its treatment of female characters. John Simon of the National Review criticized the plot line of the hero, Schwarzenegger, using his agency's resources to stalk and frighten his wife as cruel and misogynistic. In a negative review, Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times wrote, taken individually, the cruder and childish things about this film, its determination to use caricatured, unshaven Arabs as terrorists, the pleasure it takes in continually mortifying a Weasley used car salesman in the most personal ways might be overlooked, but added together, they leave a sour taste. Okay, let me just ask you something. As a husband, someone who loves his wife, okay, of the few things I am sure of in the universe, it is going to be my knowledge of your affection for the talented and lovely Mrs. Johnson. Mm-hmm. If you even thought some guy was doing some weird shit with your wife and you had the resources to fuck with that guy the way Schwarzenegger did, would you do it? And the only answer I think would be in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. This is realistic. This is realistic behavior. Yeah, if you're a husband and you think that you're being cheated on, and you would definitely do what you could to find out, and he does what he can to find out because he just has more resources.
This was the part that, as a grown adult, having been with my wife now together for 30 years, married for like 28, right? This is the part that cemented the realism of that for me, because I would go out of my way to make that man's existence fucking horrible if I had that. This was the one thing in a movie that's just fucking hilarious. It's not to be taken seriously. That made me think of him as a real character. He had the ability, he had the anger, and he directed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, and it is plausible, and he's doing what people, if they had access to that stuff, would do. So I feel it's realistic. And I mean, I know that the Arab American characters or the Arabic characters are kind of very broad, but at that moment, it didn't seem. I mean, it seems plausible, and the plot still is plausible. If they find somebody did try to find a nuclear weapon or a dirty bomb or something like that, it's not far out of the realm of existence, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Arab terrorist group. It could be any terrorist group, but there are Arab terrorist groups out there. There are, white supremacist terrorist groups out there. It's kind of a plausible plot.
Oh, we should remake this and have white nationalist terrorists hook up with Middle Eastern terrorists. That would be so good.
And I felt like
fighting and the stereotypes alone we could do.
And I felt like the guy who was the leader of the Crimson Jihad people was wanting to make money. He wanted to use the first one as an example and then have other people buy the remainder of the nuclear warheads they have to make a big profit. So, I mean, maybe I was wrong. I didn't hear that, except for the last part where they had a tech on where they're in the building, and that part was a little outrageous. But it is not really a realistic movie because it's kind of a comedy at the same time, and there's some slapstick stuff that happens to people, and like the bad guy literally gets launched on a rocket at the end of the movie.
The goddamn Harrier jet floating around downtown Miami was come on, that was amazing. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go on to the negative bits here. Some Arab and Muslims perceive the film as conveying strong anti-Arab or anti-Muslim prejudice, and some Arab American advocacy groups calling for its banning in Arab countries. Mm-hmm. In a 2022 retrospective review, Polish writer Jack, hard to pronounce name, called the film a masterpiece of cinematic fun, noting that the collaboration between the director and its main star deserves a golden medal. Commenting on the state of blockbuster films, Scott Tobias of The Guardian and the AV Club wrote, True Lies is the strange case of a film that's alternately retrograde, forward-looking, and thoroughly of its time. For better or worse, it's a marker of how the Hollywood action blockbuster had advanced in 1994, as well as a commentary, intended or not, on the troubled state of American masculinity, marital relationships, and lingering racial attitudes.
And like we've talked about a lot of movies that can say that they haven't aged well, but also you should view them in the context of the time that they are made and not try to look at them 100% with the lens that we have now. You know what I mean? Like if you watch Revenge of the Nerds or 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, all those things that are classic, there is some stuff that is, use that word, problematic. But back then, it wasn't seen as much. We weren't as hypersensitive to a lot of the things. And if you watch it, you got to take it with view with it in the lens that it was made. I still have an issue with that. Like, oh God, this movie should be canceled. I'm like, well, you have the choice not to watch it. You have the choice to, if you don't like it, turn it off.
All the best racist humor is always among friends. That's the best place to have it.
Yeah,
it's always among friends.
Exactly. Like if you took just the average person and looked at their group chat or looked at their, or the jokes that they send or the memes that they like, everybody would get canceled because of that. But if you talk to that person in their normal day-to-day life, they're probably not racist. Everybody has these, I don't know, we're getting way off the topic of the movie and stuff like that, but I think everybody has that kind of, you laugh at dark stuff. You laugh at stuff that you're not supposed to laugh at, or things that, the stuff that we send each other is pretty crazy. But we know that we don't believe that way. We're both good people, and I guess if the average guy would think that we're woke compared to other guys, I guess, but we have dark senses of humor and laugh at shit that we think is funny.
Look. All I'm going to say as a white guy is I can't be racist because I do have Muslim friends.
And you don't see color?
I don't see color. Actually, red and green, deuteranopia, that's the problem. Those are the colors I have trouble with.
So you literally are colorblind. So
yeah.
So controversies, depiction of Arab characters, primary controversy surrounding True Lies involves its portrayal of Arab terrorists. Okay, we talked about that. Also, the criticism around the Helen interrogation scene and the ethics of the subplot in which Harry manipulates Helen into participating in a fake espionage mission. But how I'm gonna edit all my hemming and hawing here, is like, what do we want to see in a movie? You know what I mean? Does everything have to be specifically sanitized and perfect? There's got to be no problems with anything. Movies would be fucking boring. You know what I mean?
Watch any Quentin Tarantino movie,
mm-hmm.
and his love of certain words.
Yeah. And it's kind of a screwball comedy, and it is totally kind of shifts around. But I think it's a comedy based on, what would happen if you're a spy, and what happens when you go home, if you're married, or, what happens if James Bond goes home, what's going on after him, after his mission, what does he do? and I think that is kind of a fun part of the movie. Is that's what you're looking at. I do really like the intro of the movie. The whole he's got to go get some files about the nuclear weapons and stuff, theft of nuclear warheads.
Slapping the two German Shepherd.
Yeah.
The two. Yes. God, what the hell were they? Oh my God.
Yeah, they're Dobermans.
Dobermans. Slapping the two Dobermans together was still a laugh out loud moment. But you know what? That promotes animal cruelty.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't know how many people are going to go slap. And you know what? Those are German dogs. And haven't those people suffered enough? Why are they still being persecuted for what they did during World War II?
Yeah,
I'd had enough, Eric.
You had enough?
I've had enough. Unless too bad you never got to meet my grandfather, because he loved telling stories about killing Germans during World War II. That was one of his favorite things.
Well, and think about your parents. Think about our parents. Were they the most politically correct people?
Shit, no.
We're just
listening to your mom if she was watching Olympic track. Holy shit.
Yeah. She enjoyed watching guys run.
Yes, very much.
She enjoyed watching black guys run. I'll be more blunt. Sometimes you hear your parents and go, what's going on? And we're only one generation from them, so I think we're a lot more clear-headed about that stuff.
Dude, I have clear memories of some of the things my dad's dad said. Woof. You just start thinking of those, and it's like, all right, the time, thinking about the time and where you grew up and what all happened. But it's like, okay, cool. But holy shit.
Yeah. My grandfather on my mom's side was, he got injured in the Navy fighting in the Pacific Theater, and he would not buy anything made in Japan. Would not buy any cars, any TVs, anything. He just would avoid anything made in Japan, because he said, "I fought those people in." I'm paraphrasing. I fought those people in the war.
What do you mean, those people?
Yeah, exactly, those people. What do you mean, you people? Yeah.
I tell you about the time my dad called when we were eating dinner.
No.
And you could hear, "Are you in a restaurant?" "Yeah, I'm in a restaurant. We're just having some dinner." "Oh, what are you having?" "Oh, we're having pho." Click. He didn't talk to me for months.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. He was super upset.
Because did he fight in the Korean War? No, he's too young to fight in the Korean War.
Vietnam, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam.
Oh, yes. He's Vietnam.
Thanks for the Agent Orange and the cancer, so he could die uncomfortably and horribly. Fucking love your country, hate your government.
But one thing that I really like about the movie is there are really good action set pieces, and you can see that money on the freaking screen with the explosions and the riding a horse, in the halls of a hotel and on top of roofs, and just it is an expensive movie. It's expensive.
Arnold Schwarzenegger on that horse is one of my favorite action scenes, and just the stopping and him apologizing, "Could you press the button for the floor?" Just that was so freaking funny. But can I just
Neil,
say,
I just wanted to say something. We made it 43 minutes without an Arnold impersonation.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm
slacking here.
And I've been sipping an adult beverage this whole time. I figured I'd have been way looser. But can I just say, Arnold Schwarzenegger, being the specimen, being the unit that he is not meant to wear a suit.
Yeah.
He looks like a 13-year-old boy. Whoever designed those suit jackets for him should have done a better job, because he looked like he was in a tube of cloth. I
think that was just the style of suits back then. Everything was really big and kind of loose, and they just didn't really, we weren't form fitting, and he was still in good shape. He was still muscular, and he was still like we've talked, like I said before, this is like the last peak Arnold movie in my mind, as far as like the stunt work and the physicality and his presence of being just a kick-ass guy, kick everybody's ass. The fight in the bathroom, that guy he was fighting was huge, but it was still, it was still a fun sequence.
And then thrown in the poor old dude trying to take a shit. It was great.
Mm-hmm. That is.
It was it, so the suit was absolutely terrifying. But the only other, and I'm going to jump way ahead. The only other ultra terrifying part of this movie was the second to last scene when they're having thumb wars, and that look on his face. I was expecting, like, that's the face he made when they lowered him into the machine to erase his memory.
Or his eyes popping out in Recall without lack of oxygen. That is still one of my favorite things he's ever done in Total Recall. That part when the oxygen is, they don't have any oxygen on the surface of Mars, the way their eyes bulged out, and that's just
pretty good.
Amazing work there. Jamie Lee Curtis is
his nose.
Is his wife, who's oblivious to the fact that he is a secret agent, thinks that he has been a computer salesman, and he's super dull and has a predictable. But if your husband was a computer salesman and he was jacked like that, wouldn't that arouse some suspicion? Because he still looks like, he's super muscular and in shape, and
just an enormous guy. But okay, so how tall is Jamie Lee Curtis?
I don't know. She must be decently tall because Arnold's 6'2", 3".
Okay, she's 5'7".
Okay.
She's 5'7", so she's not short. But when they're doing the tango and he's got a hold of her and it looks like it's nothing.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
And apparently that was the toughest. They said he was the toughest thing he did. Tougher than the stunts was learning how to do the tango.
Do the tango.
They practiced for 6 months in order to do that. So I love as Gib, Tom Arnold is super, super funny, and he just plays into making Harry more paranoid about his daughter. Maybe she's paying for drugs or an abortion or whatever. Stealing money and is just stoking the fires.
Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and from this, I think should have done way more movies.
Yeah,
because they have, like, The Rock and Kevin Hart have that thing where they play off each other. Mm-hmm. Their chemistry for this was a million times better. Tom Arnold's delivery was superb.
I just love the part where, they're spying on the helicopters are spying on Simon and his wife in the car, and she puts her head in his lap, and he's like, well, maybe she's sleepy or whatever. And then that's what he says, but he just gives it in this way that he's walking. He knows he's walking the line.
Walking a fine line. This was the trivia that Sammy pulled up. The guy that's like, yep, her head's in his lap. Yahoo! That was James Cameron, apparently.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch! I was going to say something about Tom Arnold, but never mind. Okay, totally slipped my mind.
The Simon character by Bill Paxton. He's so damn funny and memorable, and he plays the sleazy guy perfectly.
Just remembered, top comedic moment of this whole film is when they're shooting and he turns sideways to get behind that light post.
Yeah. And they miss him.
And then he stops. He checks grabs his nuts. Great. I'm alive.
Yeah, checks his chest, checks his stomach, and then grabs his nuts. It's good to go.
That part still makes me laugh out loud. It's just so fucking funny. Because in that situation, what would your first thought be? Like, not only did I survive and do I overlap this pole, but that everything is still intact.
Yeah, my nuts are still there. I love Bill Paxton when he's talking to Arnold or to Henry while he's in is Harry or Henry? Harry Tasker.
Harry Tasker.
Talking to Harry in the car, and he's just like, begging for buttermilk or make you beg for buttermilk, and just saying all this. She's so hot.
What is the one fucking weird ass line? You know it.
Yeah, everybody knows that one. Ass like a 10-year-old boy. It's so sleazy.
Titties and ass like a 10-year-old boy. Holy shit.
Yes, he is. He's just so sleazy. And once Arnold Harry gets a hold of him, and he pisses himself. But I love how casually Gibb shoots at his feet, like, he's get the fuck out of here. And he's just
fucking epic. Fucking epic. It's acting that you didn't know Tom Arnold like was capable of. It was just perfect for who his character was, because he's got to be dangerous. He's hanging out with Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, who's ultra dangerous.
Yeah, he's got to be competent in his own
Yes.
way. Maybe not to Harry's level, but definitely can do some shit if he has to.
I can do the tango. I've been in the van for 15 years. I'm ready to get out of the van.
After the interrogation scene where he figures out that she's not lying, he arranges for her to like give her a little excitement to get her to participate in this little espionage play, and that's where we get the most memorable scene in the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis's character dancing seductively for Harry, and that was definitely a memorable scene. Everybody's talking about that one, and it's both. It manages to be capture. It's both awkward, funny, and sexy at the same time, and it captures that exactly what James Cameron intended. So that's why it makes it so memorable, and it is funny, and obviously she gets pulled into the actual plot of the movie with the terrorists, and I like the interrogation or the sodium pentothal truth serum scene is pretty funny.
Are we going to die? Yep.
Or how he says, I'm going to like use you as a human shield. I'm going to use, take this guy out this way. And then, does it exactly the way he explains it. The one thing that I really, really enjoy, how expensive was it to get those Harrier jets? How I know in the making of, they use like a mock-up exterior of one for like close-up shots. It's on a crane and it's moving around and stuff. Yeah. But the miniature work where they blow up the bridge with the trucks, that didn't look like miniature work to me. That is some of the best miniature work I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing, because I looked that up after watching it. 54-year-old me, like where would they have been able to blow up this bridge? They couldn't have been able to do that. Like, I forget what the Transformers movie where they built like the giant freeway that went in a circle so they could film all that shit. Yeah, like there's no way they had the budget to just go like out into the water and put down pylons and put trucks on it and shit. That was so good. Again, James Cameron all the way.
Yeah, he technically is one of the best filmmakers when it comes to special effects. I mean, unmatched in some ways when it comes to his ingenuity and ability to make it believable. And yeah, I for years and years and years, I go, man, they blew up that bridge. And until I was doing more research, and that was use of miniatures, and it looked freaking awesome. I love when those guys are on the truck and the truck is halfway going to fall, and the freaking seagull gets on the on the hood of the truck and it falls down. It just the movie itself is executed really, really well. The climax of the movie is Gib is like, oh, they got Dana, just kind of as an aside. We kidnapped your daughter. Now she's with the terrorists in the building that they're going to blow up in the area, and then he of course steals the Harrier jet and rescues her, and then launches the bad guy on the end of a missile.
Well, and making him not such a badass that he jumps in and flies that fucking Harrier, like a pro. Mm-hmm. He's like, it's been 10 years since you've done this. Sorry.
Yeah, he's hitting the tops of police cars and just kind of. But those planes are pretty badass. The Harrier jets, and it just looks good. It looks expensive. That's the one thing I will say about James Cameron and this pre all CGI work that is going on now. Is just you can't replace the practical. The practical looks so much better, and in the hands of somebody in the hands of Stan Winston and James Cameron, they're going to make it look fucking amazing, and they really do. And I think the movie, it hasn't aged well. No, I think it has aged well. I think it's funny, and it's still a good watch. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I wound up buying it on Amazon Prime because it was rental for $3.99, buy UHD version for $4.99. I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to buy the UHD, version for $4.99. I'll spend the extra buck to have it in my digital library, which I have kind of been expanding my digital movie library, just because Amazon does have those specials where you'll look and see what's available for $4.99 to buy, and you're like, oh shit, I can get that one, which makes me sad because I still would prefer Blu-rays, but it is nice to. I bought this movie called It Came from Hollywood, which I cannot find.
You talked about that.
Find anywhere else, ever. And I found it on digital on Amazon Prime, and I bought it. And it's just a salute to monster movies and science fiction movies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And it's got like John Candy and Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radner and Cheech and Chong and all sorts of funny people in it. And it's worth checking out if you have $4 to spare. But it's a lot of fun.
We'll have to maybe look that up.
Yeah, it's super funny. But that is True Lies. It really does stand the test of time. It's super funny. Good. I mean, great action, great special effects. The plot is still a little bit plausible, maybe not so clear about what's going on, and the villains are not really fleshed out, but they're still. It's still good. I still like it. I'll defend it. Defend this movie. What are your final thoughts on it?
This is not a movie to be thrown aside with great force. It's just entertaining as hell.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stupid, funny. Yeah, I mean, nothing in movies is going to age really well. Don't ask me to talk about Birth of a Nation.
Can you believe our history teacher? You can believe this because it happened. Our ninth grade history teacher showed us a Birth of a Nation in history class. Yeah.
I know they're still reading it, like in my son's high school.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good for historical context and of the times. But our teacher just showed it to us like it was fact. Like all this stuff was the glorious knights of the Ku Klux Klan, Ku Klux Klan defending liberty. He didn't show us with any context. He was not a good history teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a wonderful human either.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, let's talk about the box office of 1994 really quick. It was a pretty good year for movies. The Lion King was the number one movie domestically for 1994. Forrest Gump was number 2. True Lies was number 3. The Santa Claus, which I have never seen, was number 4. The Flintstones, didn't see that either. Clear and Present Danger, that's a good one. Speed, which we've done an episode on. The Mask was good. Mask made $117 million. That was surprising. Jim Carrey. Miss Doubtfire. Interview with the Vampire was number 10 with $99 million. That's kind of a surprise. Schindler's List was number 12. Maverick was number 11. Philadelphia. Stargate. Do we want to do an episode on Stargate? I haven't. I guess it's probably. I haven't seen it in forever. I don't remember.
I haven't seen it in forever either. It's not. I mean, it's not bad.
Wolf, Pulp Fiction. We've done an episode on that. Dumb and Dumber. The Crow. We haven't done an episode on that one yet. Natural Born Killers. Time Cop. We've done an episode on. Tombstone is another classic of that time. Name of the Father. Wyatt Earp. The Piano. Frankenstein. Is that the one with Robert De Niro?
Is that the Robert De Niro one? I don't think I've ever seen. I've never seen that one all the way through.
Yeah. Jason's Lyric, Drop Zone. Jurassic Park was still making money. Street Fighter, which we've done an episode on. Have you seen the new the trailers for the new Street Fighter that's coming out?
Yes.
I'm not sure what to think. It looks fun because it's way more kind of truer to the characters in the video game. So hopefully it's good. Way at the bottom, we've got Wayne's World 2 at 111. I still love Wayne's World 2. The Puppet Masters is a really good science fiction movie, kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That was kind of an underseen one with Donald Sutherland. The Next Karate Kid. Exit to Eden. Ugh. Airheads, that's a good one. Brain Scan. Clerks was 172. Mother's Boys. Jamie Lee Curtis had the number 10 and the number 200 movie that year. Or the number 4 and the number 200. All right. Well, that is True Lies. We'll be back next week for The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I can't talk. I'm tired. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, is next week. And if you want to hit us up on our email, rvspodcast222@gmail.com. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I want to post a video probably of my Masters of the Universe review, 3-minute review later on Instagram Reels and Facebook for you guys to check out. And I'm going to try to do a little more video content. You see my awesome Steely Dan t-shirt I'm wearing today?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't think I can name one. I don't think I can name one Steely Dan song off the top of my head.
Really? Dirty Work, Do It Again.
No.
Deacon Blues. No. Reeling in the Years.
How's that? Wait. How's that one go?
Are you reeling in the years? Stone away the time.
Okay, then I know that one.
A really good guitar solo on that one. Yeah. I love me some Steely Dan. But if you want to send us an email, definitely we'll read it on the air, and go to buymeacoffee.com and look up the Retro Video Store if you want to contribute to the cause. And we're doing pretty good download-wise, so we appreciate everybody who has listened to us, and thank you for that. And have a good week.
Have a very good week, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store podcast.